In this video, I'm going to be talking about tiles and stacks, also known as cards and decks. Using a 52 card deck as an example, if I draw a card off the deck, I have one tile and a 51 card stack. And when you right click the tile, you get the options of edit, markup, flip face down, exhaust, take, give to player, and if there are more than one tile on the table, you'll also be able to select all tiles and then delete. So let's begin by starting off with the edit tile panel, which consists of three tabs: properties, triggers, and stamps. We've covered stamps in the previous video, so we're going to start with properties, then move on to triggers. Within the properties tab, you can change the name of the tile, whether it's going to be locked in place, and whether it be stackable with other stacks or sit beside it. You can also add tags, which are useful for triggering sequences, and you're also able to change the appearance of the tile from a box to a hex to an orb, and adjust its corner radius in millimeters. And if the tile doesn't have any artwork, you can change its solid back this way too. Scrolling down, and we can see that we can change the size of the tile's width and height, along with its rotation angle and exhaust angle when you do that action. You're also able to change up the face up direction and back up direction degrees when you flip that card from 0 to 90 to 180 to 90 counterclockwise. And if your card doesn't have any artwork, such as a blank card, you can change the background here. And that concludes the properties panel, so let's move on to triggers. We're not going to go into a huge amount of details here, but it's connected to sequences, which we've covered in a previous video. But to give you an overview, a tile trigger happens when you flip it face up, face down, or any, which will cause a sequence to run based off the cases that you've added and the conditions you've laid into it. And that's as simple as I can make it today. We'll be covering it in a future video. But for now, let's move back onto stacks. When you right click a stack, you get the options of edit, flip face up, draw, reveal, deal to, search stack, shuffle, cycle, and delete. Now, when you go on to edit a stack, it'll have the identical properties as a tile, but it does have a different auto and trigger, which we're going to talk about now. In this auto section, you can see there are 4 draw rules that we can change along with ghost stack. First is on reveal to table. So when a card is revealed from the stack to the table, you can choose to have it has face up, face down, or no change. When you draw a card from the stack, you can choose to have it face up, face down, or no change. When you return a card to the stack, you can choose whether it goes on top, bottom, or shuffle in, and then you have on return to stack facing, which means when you return a tile to the stack, you can choose the orientation it would go into, either matching the stack's orientation, keeping its current orientation, face up, or face down. You can then choose to enable or disable ghost stack. What that means is when the stack is emptied, it will create an after image in its place, which means when tiles are placed onto after image, it will restore the stack with all its auto properties. And you can change the ghost stack's background color, text color, and opacity in this section too. So now that we've covered auto, let's move on to triggers. The triggers for a deck can be tiles added, tiles removed, sleeves added, sleeves removed, and shuffled. And just like tiles, we'll cover this in a future video. Now, one more thing is if you select multiple tiles, you'll get additional bulk options in the interact menu and also in the edit menu. But I want to specifically talk about edit fields, which gives you the option to do bulk editing on multiple tiles at once. And there you go, everyone. You now know everything to do with tiles and stacks in Playtest Parlor. If you're looking for more tutorials, check out our YouTube channel or the documents down below. But for now, I'm Kenny, signing out for Playtest Parlor.